Coach, if you'll give us an opening statement, and then we'll take questions.
Yeah, I want to first of all, congratulate our seniors on, tremendous careers. It's not the way any of us thought it would end, but they are to be commended, and they're going to go on and be great representatives of this university, be great husbands, fathers, people in the community. And so they're great young men. They'll always be remembered here, and so I want to congratulate them on a great career. Hats off to Upstate. And I want to say, to Coach Dickerson, who lost his wife to cancer last week. And so her memorial is Saturday. And so I want to, continue to say thoughts and prayers to him and his family as they're going through this difficult time.
Dustin, as it kind of came down to maybe, let's say, those last three exchanges back and forth, what were the things you were trying to get done on offense, and did you kind of get the looks you wanted, or did they do something defensively to disrupt you? Well,
we were trying to get Delph the ball, and, we haven't played zone in a long time, but we could not guard them. Our defense is, we haven't been carved up like that in a while, and hats off to Upstate. So we had to go zone. And then offensively, we were trying to get the ball to Delph. They were trying to run him off a couple screens, and they just, they defended it well and became a little bit of a busted play. We'd been working that, two-man game between him and Donovan in the middle of the floor. Had been working well for us, but eventually they played a lot against the zone, and even though it really helped us get back in the game, helped us get the lead. They made a couple big shots there at the end.
Aldridge was just really tough because he was, when a guy's playing inside, outside like that, I don't know what you do to kind of try to contain that. The zone certainly slowed it down. I think it broke down some of the passing angles he was getting down low. What was the game plan with him, and did it change during the game?
Yeah, certainly we didn't expect to play in his zone because they're a top 50 three-point shooting team in the country. And so they have not seen a lot of zone. Typically when teams shoot like that, teams don't play them zone. So we didn't participate playing zone. And so he just found some windows in that zone there, and he made some big shots. 3 for 3 from three. And so he just kind of found some openings, stretching the floor, stepping out there. He was a tough matchup for James Lewis, for us, because he's stepping out and he's screening and he's popping, and so he definitely made some big plays.
You mentioned the two-man action with Delph and Gregory, and certainly they're successful. There's 48 points between them. What was going on with kind of around the rest of your scoring options, though, that kind of kept everybody sort of contained outside of those two?
Yeah, I don't know. We had too many turnovers. I don't think we've had a game this season where we've had 12 turnovers at the half, and so we just, with Justin and Mike handling the ball there, we really had to have Donovan start handling the ball there. They were getting sped up and turning the ball over. We finished with 16, but only 4 in the second half. But I don't know exactly, other than this, our guys getting sped up and making the wrong reads off the ball screens. Exactly what they were doing outside of that. Bless you.
Where would you put Justin's health? I know it was kind of iffy as to whether he would play tonight or not. Where were limitations in his game if you felt there were some?
Yeah, it was a game time thing. I literally went to the trainer with 65 on the clock and asked if he was going to be able to play. And so his being a senior and stuff, he wanted to try to play, and credit him for that. But just passing and dribbling, I think he could shoot it all right. But being able to really attack and dribble with that right wrist and pass and catch, was difficult for him. He was nowhere close to 100%.
It's kind of tough to ask you this question, as quickly after the game as it is. But, as you kind of reflect on this season, maybe some of the milestones, you mentioned some of the achievements of these seniors, certainly over their careers, but this individual team and what they were able to accomplish this year, any immediate thoughts that come to mind?
Yeah, I think that, I think this group has made losses hurt, and that hasn't been the case around here. And so I think that's a good thing. And so I think the narrative's changed, and I think this group changed the narrative. It's not ooh, App State won. It's ooh, they lost. And I think that's a good thing, and they're to be commended for that. And that's kind of my immediate thought to that question is I think the narrative's changed, and they've made losses hurt for our program, which at the end's a good thing.
Next question.
One accomplishment in particular to kind of point out, and really hasn't been talked about yet. You guys made postseason play for the second year in a row. That's quite an accomplishment for App State basketball. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, sixth time in program history, first time in consecutive seasons. And so, I should have said this at the beginning too. Like, thank you for our fans and administration and students for coming out tonight. It was a great atmosphere, and they really showed up. And we're sorry we didn't get the victory, but they're to be commended for having just a great crowd here. But 19 wins, I think it's most in 12 years. 3 straight winning records, first time in 22 years. There's a lot of positives. And maybe I overdid it with the non-conference schedule. Look, we're 26th right now in the country. But that's what we wanted. And at the end of the day, it's kind of like Alabama right now. Alabama's 19-13. They were top 10 preseason. They're a 6th seed because they played a tremendous schedule. There's a lot of, when you really sit back and look at it in perspective, there's a lot of positives, a lot of build on long term.
What are your thoughts about the future of App State basketball now? Where do you see this program developing, say, next season?
Yeah, I'm excited about it. I'm excited to get to work on it. And I think it's going to just continue to grow. 3 years ago, nobody thought we'd come in and do what we've done. No one. Maybe some of those, especially some of the keyboard warriors out there, right? No one thought we would come out here and in 3 years take 8 straight losing seasons and win. Sometimes that takes 3 years to change that. I mean, sometimes it takes a long time just to have a winning season when you take over. And so 2 out of 3 years postseason would have been 3, right? The first year was COVID, right? No one played in postseason. And so an NCAA tournament, back-to-back postseasons, 50-some wins, I don't know, 54 or something like that, I don't know. And so there's a lot of positives, and we're going to keep building. We're going to keep growing. I'm sure there'll be some keyboard warriors think that we'll take a step back. We ain't taking a step back yet, and we don't plan on it.
Any more questions? Thank you, Coach.
Thanks.